Hello, folks. So welcome to part 4 of exploring Godot engine. So I'm actually going to start off my Godot engine, the Godot application, and can't run the project. No main scene. If you're not working on the edit, oh, the edit to actually create some main scene. So in the last part, which is part 3, we are actually pausing at this place where we are coding the player. Now we are going to create the enemy and one moment. Interesting. Oh, when I open up, it shows no scene. Basically, it's asking for create root node and whatnot. I have to select players this to actually do stuff. And I have to do command R to run stuff. And initially the player is like hidden. Okay, cool. Let's see. There must be a put out script. So initially the player is hidden. Ideally you should show the player at some point. Let's see when we show it. So now it's time to make the enemies. Our player will have to dodge. Okay, so their behavior will not be very complex. Mouse will spawn randomly at the edges of the screen. Okay, only at the edges of the screen. And choose a random direction and move in a straight line. Okay, so one direction like down, up, left, right, I guess, and just go in a straight line. We'll create a mob scene, which we can then instance to create any number of independent. Okay, so basically you have to create like for player we just have one player, and then you have to create only one instance of that player. But for the enemy, you create the enemy, but then you can create multiple instances because you need many enemies. So independent mobs, click scene, new scene, and add the following nodes. Okay, so need mob, rigid body 2D. Okay, so let's just say add child node. Oops, not child node. Should probably close this and then close this. Oops. Switch scene tab. Clear. Why can't I close this? Okay. Switch scene tab. Okay. So click scene, new scene, and add the following nodes. Okay. Scene, new scene. Okay. So now in this, is it body 2D? Is it the 2D scene or other node? Yeah, not 2D scene. Yeah. Rigid body 2D, rigid body that is controlled by the 2D physics engine. Okay, create. And one moment. Currently my headphones dying slowly. Anyways, animated sprite, collision shape, visibility. Okay. So animated sprite. So we have to add a child node, animated sprite, node 2D animated sprite. And then we have collision shape 2D, collision shape data, and then visibility notifier. Looks like it suddenly becomes visible again. Visibility notifier 2D. There's no system enabler also anyways. So don't forget to set the children so that they can't be selected like you did it. Okay, so we have to click this. So I have to save this. Interesting. I have to save it as a rigid body now. Mob. Call this as mob. And I'll have to do some stuff here. Wait. Interesting. So I click mob.psn. Doesn't show much. Interesting. How do I even see this? A player, I remember looking at, okay, so this, and children are not selectable. Okay. Visibility node has one correction. Okay. So here, no. What do I need here? Editor. Take all this in. Interesting. I'm gonna do one thing. So I'm gonna close all this and right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like, close this. Quit and start new to see how it starts out. Looks like I'm missing something. Edit. Okay, so this is what I was missing. So now if I choose mob.this, I can say so this is the so perspective top view and all that. Okay. Choose mob.tsn. So player.tsn you would have already chosen, or let's see. Okay. Player.tsn if I choose, it's ungroup selected nodes, resource object children's ability to be selected. Okay. Mob.tsn. Okay. So group selected nodes, make sure that the object children are unselectable. Yep. Done. Awesome. So if I remove this, it's gone here. But if I put this in, it shows up here and awesome. Cool. So now in the rigid body 2D properties, set gravity scale. I'm just wondering what this is though. Like, let me save this though, by the way. So what is this? This is mob scene, player scene. And I do this. Uh-huh. Previously, why didn't this show up? Like, okay. Uh, close. Okay. Close. Close. Why can't I see the scene now? That's weird. Open scene. You have to. Still does not open up. Click open. Save scene as. Reload saved scene. Nope. Closed script. Okay. Can I see the scene now? Nope. Can't see the scene. Oh wait. I have to hover over this. If I hover over, it's showing something here. Okay. I'm not sure how to get to that scene. So for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and like do a hack, but I have to come back and learn because this is getting a bit crazy. Like simply closing and opening. Okay, so in the rigid body 2D property, set gravity scale to 0. Okay. So the mob will not fall downward. Okay. Okay, so if you put it there, it will just fall off because there's a gravity by default. So because it's a 2D physics thing. So in addition, under the collision object, select the mass property and uncheck the first box. Okay. So let's edit this. Okay. Mob scene. So here, gravity scale is, oops, just put 0 here. Awesome. And then save this. Do we have auto saves here? I don't know. Project settings, application display, localization, auto load, for defaults, generative, general, debug, editor stuff, anything? I don't know. Search, save. No auto save and stuff. Anyways, close this off for now. Collision object 2D section. Okay. Here I have to look for mask property. There's no mask property. Let's see. Collision. Okay. Shape. Transform. Z index. Visibility. Material. Interesting. Collision. Layer. I did see. Oh, this is the light mask. Huh? Okay. So it says property light mask. The rendering layers in which the canvas area responds to light 2D. Okay. Believe this is what they're referring to. And uncheck the first box. This will ensure the mobs do not collide with each other. Okay. Interesting. I don't see any such one-way collision. Okay, weird. Gravity. In gravity, I put here 0. In collision shape 2D, they're looking for mask. If I do this, if I click this off, what happens? Layer, mask, light mask. Okay, now I guess they're talking about light mask. There are no layers that I can see. So if I do this, okay. So now this will ensure the mobs don't collide with each other. I'm not sure what that means. As in, like, I understand the mobs should not collide with each other. Like, they should not collide and then like be like it dies or something. I don't know. But yeah, I guess they'll impose like go like this instead of like hitting and stopping. Instead of the animated sprite like you did for the player, this time we have 3 animations: fly, swim, walk. Okay. So fly, swim, walk. Wait, fly. Okay. Swim, walk. Okay. Cool. So art, fly, swim, walk. Okay. So animated sprite. Oops. New sprite frames. Double click on this, and you have fly, and you had swim, and then you had oops, walk. Cool. Fly, swim, walk, and you pass on these. So here you say fly, and then here you say swim, right? So this is swimming forward and then walk, right? Cool. These are pretty big though. I'm guessing we should actually make it quite smaller. They will talk about scaling, I guess. So adjust the speed FPS to 3 for all animations. Okay, so wait. Animation, oops, no. Let's click on animated sprite. Okay, so it's not 5, instead it's 3. Oops, 3. Okay, 3 FPS, 3 FPS, 3 FPS. So it's basically very slow. FPS, FPD. And it goes in a loop. Yep. This, okay. So now set the playing property in the inspector to on. Okay. So interesting. Animated. So this playing on. So you can see this like going like going like just like this, which is for the walk. Swim and fly is not shown here though. So we'll select one of these animations randomly so that the mouse will have some variety. Okay. Like the player images, these mob images need to be scaled down. Yep, it's pretty big, right? So 0.75, 0.75. This is bigger though. So animated sprite scale. Yes, the transform part. Scale 0.75, 0.75. Cool. Now add a capsule shape 2D for the collision. Okay. Capsule shape 2D. And then drag this. To align the shape with the image, you need to set the rotation degrees property. Oh, yeah, we need to actually rotate this, right? Because this is like this oval shape. So, one moment, rotation degrees, 90. So it's rotated now. So now you can actually, oops, select collision, make it smaller, a bit bigger, a bit bigger. Awesome. Another transform in the inspector. Okay. Save the scene. Awesome. So now saved it. So add a script to the mob. Okay. So extends rigid body 2D. Okay. How do you add a script? Attach script. Rigid body 2D inheritance extends. Okay, mob. Think everything's good. Extends rigid body 2D RScript mob regular rigid body is already there. And then ready and then process. Okay. Now let's look at the rest of the script. In ready, we play the animation and randomly choose one of the three animation types. Okay. So this is the ready animated sprite playing true, and the mob types frames get animation names. Okay. Mod types. Okay. Sorry, not mob types, not mod. So the different types of mobs, you get it as an array, and like you do random integer, and then size of this like mod. Say if the size is 3, in this case 3. You get some value between 0, 1, 2, and you use that to randomly choose things. And then guessing this is a random integer. Let's check it out. Random unsigned 30-bit integer. Okay. So use remainder to obtain a random value in the interval 0 to n minus 1. Cool. So 19, 0 to 9. So now, first we get the list of animation names from the animated sprites frames property. This returns an array containing all three animation names: walk, swim, fly. Okay. We then need to pick a random number between 0 and 2 and select one of the to select one of these names from the list. Array indices start at 0. So select a random integer between. Okay. So you must use randomize if you want your sequences of random numbers to be different every time you run the scene. Okay. We're going to use randomize in our main scene, so we don't need it here. Okay, cool. The last piece is to make the mobs delete themselves when they leave the screen. Okay. Connect screen exited signal of the node and add this code. Okay. So how do we do that? Connect. So I've noticed this connection for something else. Like I've noticed this connection for signal hit. I'm wondering how they did that. I forgot. So let's go here. So on visibility, so one moment. On player body entered. Okay. Attack script. Represent make scene to merge from scene. I forgot. let's go to the player and check it out. So what did we do here? So here this defines a custom signal. We'll use area 2D to detect it. Select the player node and select the node time. So we'll have to choose node tab next to this. Okay, so mob and then the node tab, and then look at screen exited. So but for visibility notifier, not for this, right? So for visibility notifier, you have the object node child entered tree exiting tree visibility changed screen entered screen exited. Cool. On visibility, cool. So no notify activity, screen exited. Okay, cool. So now when this exits the thing, you call this function. So they're just registering this function to that. Even when this exits the screen, this particular thing exits the screen, right? This completes small scene. Okay, so queue free. You just say queue free. What does that mean? Let's save this first of all. So it means queues a node for deletion at the end of the current frame. When deleted, all of its child nodes will be deleted as well. This method ensures it's safe to delete the node, contrary to object tree. This object is queued for deletion to check whether a node will be deleted at the end of the unit. We have a variable pointing to a node. It will not be assigned to a null once the node is freed. Okay. It will point to a previously freed instance. To validate it with is the instance valid before attempting to call its methods or access its properties. Okay, cool. So this will complete the mob scene with the player and enemy scenes ready. The next part, we bring them together in a new scene. It'll make enemies spawn randomly around the game board and move forward, turning our project into a playable game. Awesome. So creating the enemy, all good. So now we're looking at the main scene, main game scene, and then HUD, heads up display, and then finishing up. So now it's time to bring everything we did together into a playable game scene. New scene and add a node named main. Okay, one moment. New scene, and I don't know. And add a node. Okay. Main. Is there a main? Nope. How do I? Okay. New scene and add a node name. The reason we're using node instead of node 2D is because this node will be a container family. Okay. Node. Oops. Node. Yeah. Not node 2D, but node. Okay. And add a node named. Okay. Interesting. Node is like a common thing. It's like a container. Okay. Basic class for all scene objects. Okay. Node. Named main. Okay. So let's call this main. And let's say this as the main scene. Cool. So add the following nodes as children. Okay. Mob timer, score timer, start position. Okay. Name them as shown. Values in seconds. Okay. Cool. So timer. Add a child node. Timer. Awesome. So this is mob timer. And then you can do command A again. Oops. You can do oops, not here. Here. Command A. Right. Create a new node. Timer. Yep. And it's score timer. And then you go up, do command A. Timer. You do start timer. So to control how often mobs spawn. Okay. So the interval between like every new mob spawn. So interval score every second. Okay. So to give a delay before starting. Okay. So start timer, then start position. Oh, that's not a timer. That's a position today. Should delete that. How do you delete it? Uh-huh. Move demo. Delete nodes. Command backspace. Okay. And then position 2D. Awesome. Start position. So now save the scene. Clear start position. Set the wait time property of each of the timer nodes as follows. So mob timer 0.5. Inspector. So wait time property 0.5, 0.5, and then score timer it's 1 and then start timer 2. 1 is good. Start timer it's 2. The score timer it's 1. Awesome. So I could just even oh no, only there are subresistors. Cool. So in addition, set the one shot property of start timer to on. So start one shot on, save it. What does that mean, the one shot? And set position of the timer to 240, 450. Okay. 240, 450, 1 moment transform or like set position of the start position. Where is the position? Start position, position 2D, transform, canvas, visibility, and material. Okay. Interesting. So I guess I can do something like no Z transform, but here position is basically 240, 450. So 240, 450. Cool. So now I've done that. Spawning mobs. The main node will be spawning new mobs, and we want them to appear at a random location on the edge of the screen. Add a path 2D node named mob path as a child of main. Okay. Path 2D. 2D. Okay. And mob path as a child of name. Okay, mob path. This is a path 2D. It's a path. Okay, so when you select path 2D, you'll see some of the new developments at the top of the editor. No, I don't see them. Not sure why I can't see them. Let's see. I guess I'll have to actually close this. So, is there something that I'm missing? Open tools, reload current project. Let's see if it reloads and then shows all the stuff. Select the middle one, which is this. Add point and draw the path by clicking to add the points at the corners shown. Okay, so this, yep. This is basically add point in empty space. And draw the path by clicking to add the points, the corners shown. Okay, corners, which corners are they talking about? To have the point snap on the grid, make sure use grid snap. Make sure use as both selected. Okay, wait a moment. This is select points, select point, close. Okay. There is something over here. Use grid snap. Okay. When you select, okay, so to have the point snap to the grid, use grid snap and use snap are both selected. Use grid snap. Okay. What about use snap? Use key and snap, smart snapping. Interesting. Toggle grid snapping. Grid snap. Okay. But use snap. What is use snap though? Maybe smart snap. There are so many types of snaps over here. Pixel, configure snap. Okay, draw the path in clockwise order. So here you can see, or your mouse is one pointing towards instead of outwards. Okay, so this one pointing outwards instead of inwards. So it should point inwards because it's going to hit the player. So after placing 4 in the image, click the close curve button, and your curve will be complete. Okay. So 1, 2, and then close curve. So after placing my first image, click the close sign, the curve will be complete. Okay. Oops. It's complete. Now while the defend add a path 2D flow. Okay, wait, let's save this. Path follow. Node as a child of mob path. So mob path, child node, path, follow 2D. Yep. And name it to mob spawn location. Mob spawn location. Oh yeah. Save the scene. And this node will automatically rotate and follow the path as it moves. Okay. So we can use it to select a random position and direction along the path. So the scene should look like this. Okay, player mob timer. Oh, this is all outside, huh? Wait, what? Player mob timer, score timer. Oh yeah, this is under this only. Score timer, start timer. underscore timer, start position, and then mob timer here. You also need player, right? So you didn't add it. Huh? Interesting. Player. For, I mean, not for this, but for the main. So player. Oops. Player. Can we add the custom player that we had over here? Just wondering about that. So player.tscene, open scene, set as main scene, instance, copy path, rename. What does that mean? Copy path. Let's see. This is just the resolution thing. That's boring. So, guess I'm sleepy. I need to wake up. Wake up. So I'm guessing the only tricky thing now is like, how do I put player here? So there is the main scene that I believe is here. Now I need to put child node and then say player. Merge from scene. Open documentation. Have they added? Click the instance button and select. Oh, I missed this actually. Oops, I went directly here. Instance button you have to click, and you have to click the instance button. Instance child scene. A scene file as a node creates an inherited scene if no root exists. So player, awesome, cool. So now with that in place, think I should saving this, and now, like, you should be able to see player over here. Yep, it's clear, right? And now main script, add a script to main at the top level of the top of the script. We'll use export back scene to allow us to choose the mouse scene we want instantiate. Okay. So I'll do right click, attach script, main, node, and whatnot. Okay, in instance node, tagged scene, cool, cool. So if this is exported, you can actually see this in their nodes, in their properties. I don't know. In main. Anyways, we'll come back to it. Wow, I'm wondering when my headphones gonna die. Anyway, so now packed scene, mob scene. So ideally should come up as mob scene. Yep, script variables, mob scene is here, right? So now, interestingly, it's mob underscore screen, and like if you say player, it's speed, and you can see that speed is basically just defined as smallest. So when you put underscore, it's converted to space here, I guess. So you go to main, you can actually see mob space scene, and it's mob underscore scene, and the first letters are all caps. Cool. So now we are also add a call to randomize here so that the random number generator generates different random numbers each time the game is run. Okay. So randomize. So you go here and see randomize is the seed or internal state of the random number generated. Current elimination 3 seeds using a number based on time. Okay. So randomize, click the main node and you will see the mouse scene property in the insert onto script variables. Assign this properties value and do is drag from the file system doc and drop it in the mob scene property. Down arrow next to empty and choose load and select mob. Okay. So the mob scene, basically the packed scene that we're talking about, is not a new scene. Instead, it's this. Just copy this and keep here. Awesome. So save it. and down arrow next to okay, MD and okay. So I didn't have to do file. Okay, so this is the file system doc again. So they meant here, not the file like macOS Finder thing. Next, select the player node in the same doc and access the node doc on the sidebar. Make sure to have the signals tab selected in the node doc. Player and node doc signals. Okay. Wait one moment. Access the node doc. Make sure to have the signals tab selected in the node doc. Okay. Signals tab. Yeah, there's also groups tab. Okay. Signals tab selected in the node. You should see a list of the signals of the player. Find and double click the hit signal in the list. You can find it out as well. You can just type hit, and there it is. Signal in the list, or right click and select connect. This will open that signal connection dialog. Okay, connect. We want to make a new function named game over. This will handle what needs to happen when a game ends. The type game over in the receiver method box at the bottom. Game over, and then which will handle what needs to happen when a game ends. And the bottom signal and to connect, add the following code to the new function as well as the new game function that will set everything. Okay. Up for a new game. So let's say game over, enter, and oops. So let's do that. One moment. This is a bit pressing my ears. So game over, score timer stop, mob timer stop. So and then player starts a new game. You have this. So now connect the timeout signal of each of the timer nodes. The start timer, score timer, and the main script. Okay, start timer will start the other two timers. Score timer will increment the score by one. Okay. So so how do you do on score timer timeout? Okay. Score timer, signals, objects. Oh yeah. Timeout signal, huh? Where is the timeout signal by the way? The start timer. I typed HIT. Okay. I shouldn't have typed it. So there was a filtered thing, right? So connect the timer signal of each of the timer nodes, start timer, score timer, and mobile timer. Okay, so start, score, and mob. Okay, start, timeout, score, timeout, mob, timeout. Cool. So on score, timer, timeout. So whenever there's a timeout over here, I mean, you increment the score by 1. Okay. The score has been defined here. Initial score has to be 0. Okay, and what? Okay, so for start timer, what time start, score timer start. So when it starts these two timers. The mob timer starts, score timer start, and when mob timer goes out, what do we do? And create a mob instance, pick a random static location along the path 2D and set the mob in motion. Although 2D node will automatically rotate as it follows the path. So we will not, we will use that to select the mob's direction as well as its position. Okay. When you spawn in your mob, the mob will pick a random value between 50 and 50 for how fast each mob will move. It would be boring if they all were moving at the same speed. Yep. Then you would be able to guess on what speed they're running, going at. So cool. So yeah, I think I'm starting to feel a bit sleepy. So I'm gonna pause here. And basically, I think we are here in spawning mobs. And no, we are in main script doing this stuff here. I'll do another video after some time. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.